What's happening, guys? Welcome to Slip the Jab Boxing. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. So, Zhilei Zhang versus Joyce, the rematch. This match coming after Zhilei Zhang beat Joyce roughly about 5-6 months ago. He stopped him in the sixth round. The ref stopped it with Joyce having a really bad eye injury. At first, we weren't sure whether he was going to take the rematch, but he has exercised his rematch clause, and here we are. So I've just rewatched the first fight, and I noticed a few things, which I did notice the first time watching, which is Joyce had too much of an issue with Zhang's left hand. It was finding its home every single time Zhang threw it. It was almost as if Joyce didn't know Zhilei Zhang was going to be left-handed. It didn't seem like there was any real preparation for that left hand. And so it was just knocking his head back literally all night. He got cracked in the second round with one left hand, which really, really hurt him. And you don't usually see that happen to Joyce. Usually Joyce can absorb a lot of punches and he doesn't really seem fazed by them, but he was getting touched very early in this round. It's important to note as well that Joyce came in a lot lighter than he usually does, at about 256 pounds. When the fight before that, he was at 271 against Joseph Parker. That's usually where he comes in. So he came in a good 15 pounds lighter than what he normally would. That suggested that he was planning to move around, but that's not what he did. He ended up exchanging quite early and he paid for that. I'm not sure if the weight loss was just for aesthetic purposes or if it was for the game plan, because it was really confusing to see him lose the weight and then still try and trade anyway. He didn't really try and keep it long. He didn't do much to attack the body until maybe round 3, 4, which when you're fighting an older fighter who's going to come at you pretty early, it's the best move, to attack the body, try and slow them down and just keep it long until later on in the fight when Joyce is known for having like a snowball effect with his energy. As the rounds go on, it's like he gets more energy. So that would have served him greater than trading early as he did. So I guess the question is, can Joyce win this rematch? He's got a lot of improvements to make. He's going to need to incorporate a lot more head movement. He's going to need to be a lot smarter in terms of his body attack. He's going to need to keep it long in the early rounds so that he can wait for Zhang to tire, because in the early rounds, Zhang is very, very, very live. His reactions are good, his defense is good, and it seems like he's quite good at parrying away the jab that Joyce was throwing. So he needs to be able to throw punches from long to the body and basically just move around, move his head, keep back, don't take too many shots, and then just wait for later on in the fight. The only issue is, all of that's very easy to say, but is it as easy to do? Joyce has never really been known as a mover. He's quite slow. His feet, they're not the slowest, but they're definitely nowhere near the fastest. His head movement, it's not really there. That's mainly his defense, his head. So he's got previous for constantly being hit. So I don't exactly see how he's going to change that behavior in 5 months. He has shown in the past, though, that he can follow a game plan and be disciplined. The Daniel Dubois fight was a perfect example of that, where he did an exchange, he kept it long, he used his jab, his ring knowledge, and he just followed a game plan and just jabbed Dubois' head off. So if he's able to implement something similar against Zhilei Zhang, then he may have some success in the later rounds and probably even stop Zhilei Zhang. The weight. Now, the weight's been a conversation because he came in a lot lighter than he usually does, and when he was getting hit, you could see he was a lot more affected than usual. Now, I personally don't have any idea about whether the weight and his ability to absorb punches were related. I really can't say. I can't see how you losing weight would make it any easier to mash up your eye, because that's what this fight was stopped on. It's not like he was knocked out or beaten to the body until he couldn't continue. He was stopped because of an injured eye. So I can't exactly see the relation between the two. Maybe you guys can. Let me know in the comments, definitely. But I'm not exactly sure the weight makes a difference outside of Joyce needs to feel comfortable. He needs to feel comfortable. He needs to feel like he's able to do what he can do at his best. And I would assume that weight would be somewhere close to low 260s to 270, somewhere between there. Because that's where we've always seen Joyce. So I'm not exactly sure what the reason was for losing so much weight, especially as he's known for having a good engine anyway. So with that said, the main things that Joyce needs to focus on is moving his head, staying away, using his footwork to keep back, throwing long punches, jabs, straights, straight at the body so that he can tire out Zhang and basically just surviving until maybe round 7. Then he can really start to go juggernaut and start throwing punches, coming forward, exchanging, because Zhang will be tired by then. Another question is, has the eye healed? I mean, that was a very, very nasty injury. It did look bad. Once again, I'm not a doctor. I have no idea how long that would take to heal, but you'd have to hope that that is healed properly, because Zhang has made it very clear he's coming back for that eye. And in boxing, the last thing you need is a man to be motivated to catch you in one spot. If he knows you're weak in one spot after he's already beaten you up the last time you fought, he's going to be motivated. He's going to know he can crack that eye, and that eye is weaker than last time. So he's going to be coming for you. So we'll see what happens. These are all interesting things to think about for the fight, I guess. Zhilei Zhang, to be honest, he's just got to come and do the same. Come, target the eye, throw punches early, try and draw Joyce into exchanges. And I don't see any reason why he can't win. To be honest, as I see it, if I have to make a prediction now, then I'm going Zhilei Zhang. Because Joyce has too many improvements to make in the space of 5 months, on top of the psychological aspect of this as well. He has to go in knowing that he was beaten by this man and then try and beat him. So it's not only the things he has to work on, like his head movement, keeping it long, it's also the mental hurdles that he also needs to get past. And I'm not sure 5 months is long enough for everything to be implemented properly. Especially, as I said, Joyce has been this way. He's been getting hit in fights from the beginning. That's just his way, no matter what the level of opponent. But hey, I'm open to being wrong. Guys, let me know what you think. Let me know about the points that I've said. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree. It would be great to hear what your predictions are for the fight and why, who you think will win, what's going to happen next. Will the winner be able to fight Alexander Usyk and win? Right, guys, hope you all have a good day. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take it easy.